Hey everyone, Kyle Walker here. If you love cars, fixing things, or just want to understand your vehicle better, you're in the right place. I share hands-on tips, smart driving advice, and straight-up car talk without the fluff. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stick around till the end. You don't want to miss what's coming up. Let's get into it.
Every production car is equipped from the factory with sun visors. Usually they are covered with soft materials or made of plastic. Such structures are located opposite the driver and front passenger above the windshield. But they are not always able to effectively protect from the sun. If the light is directed below the level of the visor, the element completely loses its effectiveness. Special anti-glare visors have been developed to improve visibility in road situations when headlights or sunlight shine into the eyes. For those who drive frequently, this protection will be indispensable. It can complement or fully replace the standard factory visors. But the choice of anti-glare should be approached carefully. Choose only high quality and compliant with the requirements of the driver of the design. Methods of protection. There are several varieties of additional devices that allow you to significantly reduce the level of discomfort of the driver, in whose eyes the headlights of oncoming cars or solar radiation is directed. For such purposes can be used special tinting films, exterior visors, universal visors anti-blicks. If we talk about films, then they are quite often found on various vehicles. To protect themselves from the sun, drivers stick a special strip on the windshield, which is installed in the upper part of the structure. The film is good in that it does not need to be constantly removed or installed, unlike factory visors, more often used for storage, in the inner pockets of their documents. But the film helps only in situations when the sun is at a sufficient height and the strip is able to cover it partially. When the sun is lower, the effectiveness of such an element is reduced to zero. No one excludes the option of using sunglasses. But not everyone feels comfortable in them. Some people forget to take them with them in the car, and others do not recognize these accessories at all. An alternative to the film is an external visor. Its peculiarity is that the design is installed on the outside of the vehicle above the windshield. In terms of combating sunlight, external visors show themselves quite well. They are not inferior to tinted film, and in some moments even outperform competitors. But when the headlights of oncoming traffic shine into the eyes, the design is again of no use. More and more often external visors are installed not so much to protect against irritants in the form of sunlight and headlights, as to improve the appearance of the car. That is, these elements have become part of the external tuning. In favor of visors for outdoor installation are the following facts. To a certain extent protect from the sun's rays, have an attractive appearance, prevent the accumulation of dust, water, and snow, redirect airflows. At the same time, they are useless against headlights, and not every motorist will want to install something like this on his car. The design is easy to break. For installation, it may be necessary to drill holes in the body. And this is a direct threat to the development of corrosion if you do something wrong. Therefore, more and more often motorists are moving to modern anti-glare. These visors have a number of distinctive features. Anti-glare visors. In fact, these are sun visors for cars, which are often called anti-glare. Also in the names often appears in the concept of HD, that is, high resolution. In reality, these designs have nothing in common with high resolution. The name is explained by the banal desire of manufacturers to attract attention to their products. Therefore, it is fair to consider it a marketing ploy. But, in spite of everything, this trick has worked perfectly. Demand for anti-reflective designs is growing rapidly. Visor anti-glare is a fairly simple design. Most models use a pair of transparent screens made in different colors. The most common are yellow and gray screens, which have a good transmittance for human eyes. But the most important thing here is that they do not let a large amount of light back in. This reduces the brightness of sunlight and headlights that are directed directly into the driver's eyes. Yellow screens are designed for daytime use, i.e., they protect directly from sunlight. Gray screens can be used at night, as their main task is to block light from headlights, while maintaining visibility for the driver. Agree that driving in the evening and at night wearing goggles is not the best idea. The puffs themselves may interfere with the glasses will fog up, and the structure of the glasses will significantly reduce the quality of vision for the driver. This is dangerous, as it is easy to miss an obstacle. In the case of anti-reflective glasses, the probability of such a situation is significantly reduced. Despite various advertising tricks and attempts by manufacturers to call their anti-glare visors something unique, in fact, the same. Light filters are used here, as in the case of sunglasses. But since the latter not everyone likes to wear, and also they completely block the eyes with filters, the best solution will be visors. At a certain distance, the screen will protect the eyes but will not block the driver's full field of view. And this plays a decisive role in terms of safety, especially when using the visor at night. Wearing tinted glasses when driving a vehicle in the dark is strongly discouraged. They can partially protect from the light of the headlights, but the glasses are too dark in the absence of oncoming cars. This is like making a circular tinting, which is made in violation of the allowed light transmission. If you compare anti-glare with standard factory visors, the former also win. The point is that classic visors are usually made on the basis of pressed pile or other dense opaque material. As a result, part of the road and roadside area for the driver is closed, and the visor itself does not reduce the brightness of light at all. Read also, the best sound signals for the car in 2020 about the work of the standard visor at night. It makes no sense to talk at all. It does not protect from oncoming headlights in any way, and it will not be possible to use them. In the production of anti-reflective visors, transparent plastic is used. A special film is applied on top of it, which creates the necessary anti-glare effect. This allows the driver to look through the screen, clearly control everything that is going on around, and at the same time do not squint from sunlight or from the glare of headlights of oncoming cars. Advantages and disadvantages. The question of the need to buy a sun visor on the windshield remains open for many motorists. They are trying to figure out whether these designs are really so useful and effective. To objectively assess the capabilities of anti-glare screens for the car, you need to consider the strengths and weaknesses. The manufacturers themselves claim that no driver can do without their products. Two loud statements, but partially with them we can agree. There are several objectively strong sides that characterize anti-glare visors. Reduction of brightness from the glare of sunlight. Some instructions claim a 97% reduction. This is the amount of ultraviolet radiation that filters can absorb. As far as the figures are real, you can argue endlessly. But the fact is that viewing the road through a transparent screen with filters improves visibility, but at the same time makes the retina less sensitive. That is, a person stops squinting hard and practically closes his eyes. And open and clearly seeing eyes are the basis for safe driving. Reduces brightness from headlights of oncoming vehicles. The screens filter light from conventional LED and xenon headlights. The type of bulb doesn't make any difference. And here the numbers are more real. It is claimed that the brightness is reduced by about 28%. This does not allow you to completely eliminate the interference, but still the visibility of the road is much better. Proven in practice. Improved visibility in fog. Visor filters are also a good help when fog forms on the road. In combination with fog lights, you can get a fairly good view. Elementary installation. Installation largely depends on the model of the selected filter and what fasteners the manufacturer has provided. But in the vast majority of cases, these are quick-release designs on snaps. They can literally be removed in a few movements and installed back on the windshield. Cost. For many drivers, this is a controversial point. The price of anti-glare visors differs, but can be about 1,000 to 2,000 rubles. A lot or a little, everyone decides for himself. The same purchase of really good glasses with quality filters will definitely not cost less. Plus, the probability of damaging and scratching the glasses is much greater than in the case of visors. Versatility. Visors with anti-glare effect are not tied to a particular model or brand of car. Therefore, when selling a vehicle, having appreciated all the charms of the screen, visor can be taken in a new car. Poor eyesight. Visor will be a great way to solve the problem of glare if the driver has to wear glasses for vision. Because of this, using sunglasses is impossible for him. The effect of the visor does not disappear when wearing vision correction glasses. But you can't draw conclusions based on the benefits alone. Despite the impressive list of arguments that speak in favor of transparent visors with special filters, they also have several disadvantages. As minuses, the following points can be emphasized, clip fasteners. Even if the design of the fastener itself is of high quality, far from always the clip is easily installed on the regular visor in the car. This causes some difficulties. Location. Drivers sit differently behind the wheel, but in the vast majority of cases, the visor is quite close to the face. This increases the risk of injury during hard braking or in the event of an accident. Residual light. You can't consider these screens a panacea against light. Part of it will still blind your eyes. Yes, to a lesser extent, but it is impossible to completely eliminate this effect. Night screens. There are many disputes about the relevance of using night screens. It is believed that anti-glare is better to use in the daytime, because the filter for the dark time of day will obscure the view. It is better to spread it in front of the eyes when the driver moves on a busy road with a large number of oncoming cars. If there is no one in front, the visor should be removed. Color contrast. Protective screens have a completely transparent structure, just like a normal windshield. But filter films make the plastic or plexiglass slightly different in color from the usual windshield. Some drivers are annoyed by the contrast of the image in front of his eyes. Most motorists agree that such anti-reflective screens really help well in the daytime and allow you to improve the work of the eyes in the glare of the sun. But the night screens were not so effective. That is why most often their use is abandoned. Visors at night do not have a significant impact on visibility. Popular models. When choosing an anti-glare visor for your car, you should pay attention to its cost and manufacturer. There are a large number of different screens available on the market, but only some of them are considered the most effective and useful for motorists. If you are offered screens with light filters at a price of less than 500 rubles, it is recommended to refuse such a purchase. Cheap designs will show themselves with not the best side. Tests have shown that these visors are poorly fixed in the car, constantly fly off, distort the real image, and bring more discomfort than bring benefits. Motorists themselves distinguish two most optimal variants of anti-reflective sun visors. HD Vision Visor. It is ahead of all competitors in terms of popularity. Successfully conducted advertising campaign gives its fruits. Do not be surprised, but the product is manufactured in China. Drivers have no complaints in terms of quality. The design has standard dimensions of 320 by 110 millimeters. Characterized by a high level of resistance to wear and tear, it serves far more than 1 year. The approximate cost of the screen is 2,000 rubles. Former drivers who have managed to assess the strengths and weaknesses of these plates do not advise throughout the day to keep the visor raised. Otherwise, the eyes will get tired. For periodic use, when the sun shines directly into the driver's eyes, this filter will become indispensable. Clear view. It is relatively new on the domestic market, but in the United States, the filter is very popular. It is worth noting the adequacy of the manufacturer itself. He does not make loud statements about the fact that with the help of their visor the clarity of the image increases and the driver can miraculously look at the sun and not squint. There is only talk of a decrease in eye sensitivity, which is really felt. The picture does not change neither for the worse nor for the better in terms of clarity. And it is logical, but the cost of the design is somewhat lower than the previous model. On average, the filter will be asked for about 1,500 rubles. Motorists themselves note that the visor works perfectly during the day and in fog conditions. And at night, it does not differ from competitors. Read also, choosing the best covers for the car. Tips, secrets, rating if you do not want to spend such money. There is a wide range of budget anti-glare designs on the market. Most of them are presented by completely unknown manufacturers. And to talk about a high level of quality here is also not necessary. There are models of visors that use a simple decorative film, which is passed off as a special light filter. The visor has no effect on solar glare, and the color allows the buyer to believe that it is an analog of Vision Visor or Clear View. The budget category of visors is in the price range from 300 to 800 rubles. Prepare for the fact that the design will not last long in the car. Fasteners will start to break, and the plate will deform from the effects of ultraviolet light. If you want to get all the advantages mentioned earlier, it is better not to spare money and buy a really high-quality product from a proven manufacturer. Such anti-reflectors will definitely last for more than 1 year. Nuances of installation and removal. There is nothing complicated in the installation and removal of visors for the interior of the car. To mount the interior sunscreen element, it is enough to use only your own hands. Here you do not need additional tools. Visors have a special film on them, which creates the effect of a light filter. But when buying, there is a protective film, which is easy to remove in one movement. It is necessary to protect the new screen from scratches and chips during storage, transportation, and so on. When the driver installs the visor, the protective film can be removed. Antireflectors are supplied with special fasteners. Usually transparent plastic is used for their manufacture. To install the design, you need to fix the clip on the factory visor in a suitable place. This is like hanging clothes on a clothespin. Only the quality of fixation in good screens is much higher. The anti-reflective glasses will be held in place by the bottom of the clamp. This allows you to rotate the screens 180 degrees and change the tilt levels to find the most comfortable position for a particular driver. When night falls, the gray screen drops down. It is designed to work precisely in the dark. If the driver does not need any of the anti-glare screens, the device is simply lifted up and held under the ceiling. There is also nothing complicated in dismantling. When removing, you need to press the fastener by hand and separate it from the factory visor. Good products have a high level of durability, so even frequent cycles of removal and installation will not lead to their breakage. What cannot be said about budget screens? But still try to be careful. There is no need to grasp the screen with all fingers. The process of raising and lowering is quite easy, and a small amount of force is enough. And it is better to hold the element by the edge. Otherwise, the glass will constantly be in the prints of your fingers. Periodically clean the surface of the anti-reflective screen. To do this, you can use alcohol wipes, if there are traces, and then go over the screen with a dry cloth, which does not leave behind traces. Useful tips. Do not count completely on the work of the anti-glare visor for cars. It only partially protects from the glare of headlights of oncoming cars and sunlight, about what conscientious manufacturers warn in the instructions to their screens. To increase the level of safety when traveling, be sure to follow a few recommendations. Periodically wipe the windshield and side windows from dust. Keep them clean. Don't forget to remove sticky dirt from your car's headlights. Make sure your headlights are working properly and shining at the correct angle. Drivers of oncoming cars may think you are blinding them on purpose and will turn on their high beams in response. Make it a habit. To do special eye exercises when driving for long periods of time, do not remove your vision correction glasses while driving to put on sunglasses. This is where anti-glare screens can help. If you drive for a long time, be sure to stop, get out of the car, stretch all your muscles. And do eye exercises. Do not drive tired or after drinking alcohol. These tips may seem trivial, but it is from their observance largely depends on the safety of traffic. Anti-glare visors can be considered universal and quite useful designs that allow you to improve visibility at different times of the day. Plus, they prevent rapid eye fatigue. In conclusion, selecting the right anti-reflective visor for your car is essential for enhancing your driving experience and ensuring safety on the road. By considering factors such as the type of glare you encounter, the material of the visor, and your personal preferences, you can make an informed choice that suits your needs. Remember to test different options to find the perfect fit for your vehicle. With the right visor, you can enjoy clearer visibility and a more comfortable drive, no matter the conditions. Thank you for watching, and drive safely.